kahvit on. Kaikki on. Yes.
Voidaan aloittaa.
Voidaan aloittaa. Pakottaa kyllä ennen aloitusta.
Aloitusherppi.
Hello and welcome.
Happy New Year.
2026. Yeah, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
To you and to everybody. Hope you had a nice holiday. Got to do some knitting, relaxing. I think we've both been on like casting on rampage, or what do you call it? Like castonitis or something.
Yeah, I have casted on a couple of things.
Yep.
But I have also finished things.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was my plan.
Goal.
Yeah.
Goals for January. I'm gonna try to now not cast on so many things, even though I think it's nice to allow yourself to cast on when you have ideas.
True. Yeah.
But today we're gonna show
Should
again.
we introduce ourselves? If there are like new people watching this, my name is Sari and
my name is Kika.
Yeah.
And this episode is gonna be, this is our fourth episode on Sari's channel. So we do alternating episodes on Sari's channel and on my channel KutovaKika on YouTube. And today, so the concept is we're gonna talk about knitting, gonna show two of our knit projects, and then we thought we're gonna talk a little bit about
like our plans for 2026, like what we're going to knit and
what inspires us at the moment. And maybe we'll try to kind of embed it into the conversation as we go, or let's see. But we're gonna start at least with what we've been knitting. So please, do you wanna just jump in, or?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm knitting the same thing that I was knitting the last time we saw. So we went for coffee a week ago, and I haven't really knitted this a lot after that, so I'm basically almost at the same place where I was.
But you're very far. It's only, is this the second sleeve already?
Yeah, that's the second sleeve already, but I've been knitting this since October, so it's high time to finish it already. I'm not sure if you can see it very well on the screen because it's very dark.
Yeah.
But this is a pattern that I already released.
So what pattern is this? We forgot to say what we're wearing also.
Oh, yeah,
so
we have to do that.
Yeah.
But I'll just talk about this first because I started already. So this is my Northwind pullover, and I made it in this same color as the scarf, so just like an olive green one, and I've been wearing it a lot. Like in Finland, I think like in the winter, the turtlenecks are so good. Like it's warm and it's cozy, so I wanted to do another one. And this is a new color from Sannes Garn.
So nice.
And when they came out with it, I think it was like in the beginning of October, and I saw it on Instagram, and I was like, I need to have that like immediately, and it was sold out at our local yarn shop, and it was sold out almost everywhere. And then I found this like little yarn shop in the very north of Finland, and I had to order it from there. Like,
but that's a nice way then to support that little yarn shop.
That's true. So it's like it's Sannes Garn Sunday and Tin Silk Mohair, and this is
like a dark plum or something.
Yeah, it's like very dark. I call it like raisin color. It's called Dark Fudge. So this is the Sunday, and this is the Tin Silk Mohair. They are both in the same colorway. And this is one of my like absolute favorite colors all time. And it was trending like maybe 10 or 15 years ago. There was like a lot of it, and then it's been gone.
Yeah,
you couldn't really find it anywhere, and now it's back, and I'm like soaking it all at the moment.
And it's almost like this is relative to the burgundy color that you've seen quite a lot now.
Yeah, that's
so this
true.
is like a darker and more, I guess, like purple or
more purple.
violet.
It has kind of like brown undertones, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I really love it.
But you can see it's a color that really works for you.
Yeah,
I think it's very flattering.
And because it's so dark, I wanted to do something very simple with it. Like, I don't think there's like any point of doing cables or texture with that because you can't really see it. Or you can see it when I'm wearing it, like in public. But if you want to take good photos for Instagram, it's very hard. Like it looks just like a dark blob.
And that's the thing, right? Especially when you design knits, you really have to think about colors. Like some colors, like dark colors are quite hard to take photos of. Red is also quite hard, like very vibrant, pink, vibrant pink, because they kind of burn out, or what is the technical term for that? So I also find that with cables and things, like you just naturally would gravitate towards more like light colors because it's just easier. But it does, of course, like you put in that effort, so it's nice to then you can see what's going on.
But I thought that like I already have a sample of this, so now I can play with just
exactly.
Go for it. So this is not like the first sample where you have to see
the details and all that. Is it a drop shoulder?
It's
kind of like. But it's not a raglan. No.
It has the European shoulder construction, but you only work it like until the shoulder width.
Yeah.
And then work the fronts, and then I picked up stitches along the shoulder lines, so it's kind of like a compound raglan after that.
Yeah.
So you work the sleeves, you can see here.
Yeah.
So the sleeve cut is worked at the same time as the upper body.
Yes.
And then
I'm
here on the first sleeve at the moment.
I bet that has a really good fit when you do it like that. Yeah. Really nice.
So that's what I wanted to do.
And this is worked on like quite small needles, right? Like it's, but it's very
3.5.
3.5,
That's like my sweet spot.
Yeah, but this is like something that you could find in a shop, like, because I often find that immediately when you go up to a larger needle size, it kind of, I mean, it's not bad at all. And I love like 4mm, 4.5.
It's more relaxed, more drapey.
Yep. But this is, oh, so cool. And now please tell us, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing, this is just like a basic raglan that I'm wearing. It's called Adele, and it's a couple of years old. And this is the poet scarf that
You showed it in one episode. And now your microphone is on the...
Nice
there. Okay, good.
Yes. Yeah, I was wondering whether to put the microphone here or on the scarf, but I knew that I wanted to take off the scarf and show it to you. So this is the poet scarf, and it was on my needles a couple of episodes back, and I just finished this like over the weekend, and I was using leftover yarn. So this is the same yarn that I used for the first Northwind pullover, and
this is a nice yarn combination as well.
It is actually. It looks really
color
good.
combination. I mean.
Yeah. That's true, but this is like my absolute favorite color, so I wanted to use all of my yarn, so I decided to use the leftovers for this scarf. And then I ran out of, like you can see, there was like a tiny difference in the shade, so I had just like this little tip. I ran out of the yarn, and that's like so typical. You try to use your leftovers, and then you have to go and buy another skein.
Yeah,
and you kind of like end up with more than you started with.
Yeah.
But I refused to do that, so I had almost matching yarn.
Yeah, you can't tell.
You can't really see it. It's like if you know that it's there and you look really closely, then you can see it. But
no, otherwise you would never be able to tell.
Yeah, and because the mohair is the same color,
exactly.
So it kind of like blends it in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think it might be a bit more visible. But yeah. So that's what I'm wearing.
Oh, really nice.
Okay, so what do you have on your needles?
I'll start with what I'm wearing. So I'm wearing.
Also knitting.
I was.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny, like closing circle.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing. In my striped Sarah scarf that I was knitting. I think it was the first episode that we filmed. I was knitting this, and then you couldn't really see what was going on. And the funny thing about this is
also it's in another color, right?
Yes,
like
I have it. In like a blue, navy blue, and like a cream color. That was the first one I did, and then I did this I filmed a tutorial for it. So then I made another sample, and it's funny because this color combination is so like not what I usually wear. Now I'm also like I have red and brown.
Like the whole combination that you're wearing, it's so good.
Thank you.
I was complimenting her trousers before we started.
Yeah.
It's like so good.
I have to show you. It's this like barrel pants. Like this is very, I don't know, I'm very late to the trend, but this is something that I've been seeing people wearing on Instagram, and now I tried it myself. And brown is not really, hasn't been typically my color, but of course brown has been like so trendy right now. So I guess I'm influenced by that. And red.
And I also think that like there's so many different shades of brown. Like there's like more chocolatey, like warm, and then you can choose something like this is kind of like grayish cool.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there's something about this shade because I have another pair of brown pants as well, but they're a little darker. So then I was always think like, okay, if I already have like a garment in this color, does it make sense to buy like a second one? But of course, the fit is different. The shade is just like enough different, so I can kind of justify it to myself. But yeah, so this is in my stripes era. Scarf that I wear, like not cardigan, scarf. And then my darling cardigan that I finished. This is also something I started like way over a year ago. I've knitted I think 3 of these cardigans myself, and this was now I guess my 4th in a pure cashmere yarn. And now controversial opinion. I actually feel because I knitted this, like this is my for sure most expensive garment ever because it's like 100% cashmere. I held it double. I think I used Cardiff cashmere, the classic one or whatever it's called. And I think I used, so many skeins. Like I think the pattern calls for it like 500 grams or something. So that's like, I don't know, like 18 or 20 little balls of that cashmere yarn. And I actually feel it's almost too soft.
Oh, right. Does it peel?
Yes, I feel it peels. I feel the drape is, I mean, of course this is very luxurious, like I love it. Don't get me wrong, like I've been wearing this so much, but I feel it's really hot. Yeah. It's almost like too soft because I feel like it's like slouchy, like I don't get the structure that I would wish, especially to have in a cardigan. So this is...
But I actually like how it's kind of like loungy.
Okay, yeah. Maybe I've been looking at it the wrong way. Maybe I have to like reframe it in my head because like I don't know.
If you wore it like with satin pants or something like for like really...
Okay,
like,
I see where you're going. Yeah, true. Yeah, maybe
so
I need to...
like a totally different silhouette.
Exactly. Yeah, because there's something about it that it...
Or a dress.
Or a dress, or a dress would actually be really nice because it was nice actually when I blocked this grew quite a bit, which actually was nice because I felt like it looked a little snug and I was going like, I always like to have quite long sleeves. They became even longer. But yeah, I don't know. Like
I really like the fit.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like...
I know, like if you have an idea in your head when you're starting to knit it, and then it turns out differently, then it feels like it's wrong or it's not what you wanted.
No.
Even though like it could be like really good, but it's not just like what you are going for.
Exactly.
And then it feels like a fail.
Yeah, it feels like a fail. It feels a bit like, oh, I don't know, like now if I would do it again, I would probably, I actually started another cardigan now with a cashmere yarn that I had bought already in Denmark last summer, but I paired it with a strand of merino. And I think that feel, it's like, I haven't knitted so much of it yet, but I feel like that is more the structure and feel I want.
Oh yeah.
So it's the softness, but it's still quite sturdy and it looks a little bit more rustic. Yeah. Which is what I want to have, like, well, at least at the moment, I want to have in my cardigans, that they're not like too flopsy, but more like, you know.
I have never knitted a whole sweater with just like cashmere, so I have no idea how it is, but I've done a couple of hats and I've noticed that they stretch, so they don't like, they don't keep the shape.
They don't keep the shape at all.
Yeah.
And this is really, well, now I learned
like
that.
Add a silk mohair or something.
Exactly,
kind of like
to a garment. Because, and this is a good segue actually to the project, my first project. So my first project isn't cashmere, but it is a scarf. So I am knitting, because you had a red project, we talked about the color red last time. So this is a scarf I am currently knitting. And this is Sannes Garn, their new cashmere yarn. And this is, I think they have 2 shades of red. So this is scarlet red. And then they have the true red.
Went to Snorre, our local yarn shop, a couple of days ago, and I also got the same yarn, but I got the true red.
You got the true, because I was looking at, because in the shop that I went, I don't think they only had like a few skeins left when I went there. Yeah. And then I didn't even know that they had it in, but I think I would maybe have chosen this anyways. Like, this is maybe a bit...
I think that's
more orangey.
That's more you, I think.
I think so too. There's something about this that, and I feel like this is very much, this that I'm wearing as well. So this is, this is going to be just a simple scarf I actually made. This is the first sample. This is also in cashmere. So it's just going to be like this. Yeah. And you just work in stockinette stitch. You have some I-cord edges and just like very.
The edges roll.
A little bit. Okay, I did do like, I have a pearl here. Okay. So, but a little bit.
Because
I feel like
thinking about doing like a plain stockinette scarf, but I'm afraid it starts to roll.
I mean, if you can see, like when I hold it up, like it rolls a little bit. Yeah. I don't feel like
really mind if it rolls like at the widest point, but I don't want kind of like the serpent.
Yeah, I don't feel like they don't serpent out so much.
Okay, that's good.
And my vision is I want to be able to wear it like, like this, so you can have it like this. Yeah. So I'm making this one even a little bit larger, because this one is like, I can tie it here in the back, but I can't get them like front enough, quite. So, but that's what I think I'm gonna call this one more row scarf, because it's like very addictive, and it's like you want to knit like one more row. So that's my first project.
I'm actually going to use the red one. I was planning to do another white scarf with the red one. I kind of like want to turn this into that like a no gauge project. Like you can use any yarn, like if you want to do a thicker yarn or a thinner yarn. So So how to modify it.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's something that I was planning.
Very nice. Yeah. And you're gonna wear do the cashmere? Are you gonna have just the cashmere?
I was planning to use just the cashmere because then it's kind of like fingering weight.
True.
Because this is like fingering plus mohair, so it's
exactly.
It would be
thicker.
Thinner.
Yeah. All right, but let's move on to your next project.
So I have kind of like this tradition. It's been going on for the past 5 or 6 Christmases already. To cast on something like, because knitting is also my job, and then I also want to knit on my holidays. So I try to like during Christmas break and summer breaks, I try to plan something that's like really inspiring. That doesn't feel like work. That's like a fun knit. So usually before Christmas, I choose. It doesn't even have to be a new yarn. This was actually a yarn that I had at home. I just bought a couple of more skeins to have like a sweater worth. And then I do all the charts and math and everything so that I'm like good to go on Christmas morning to cast on. And this year and last year I even like put all the skeins in little box and under the Christmas tree. So I can open it.
Oh, that's so nice.
So it feels a bit more special. So my Christmas cast on for this year, I'm making a Book Club Pullover, a raglan version. So I haven't gotten very far yet because I had a couple of other things that I wanted to finish, but I have started.
Oh, the color is so pretty.
It's something that I haven't really used blue a lot, but I'm like in my blue period at the moment. Like I did a Book Club cardigan a couple of years ago, and it's been one of my most popular patterns ever since. And then I did a Book Club Pullover last winter. Yeah. And I was thinking like a lot whether to have a raglan or a drop shoulder. And if I remember correctly, I did a poll on Instagram asking people like which one they would prefer, and I think the drop shoulder won. Okay. So I went with that. But kind of like this raglan idea.
Yeah, it was stuck in your head.
Yeah, it hasn't left me. And the Book Club cardigan and the pullover, they're both like worsted weight, so they're quite
heavy.
thick.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have something a bit more lightweight.
Yeah.
So that's.
And what are the yarns?
So this is.
Oh yeah, it's alpaca silk.
Alpaca silk from Sandnes Garn, and then it's Isager's silk mohair. And this is the same combination that you had last time, but you had like gray.
I did, yeah.
I think so.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
I think so.
True.
But this is actually.
It is such a nice combo. Like if you're gonna try a new combination this year, we can recommend these both.
Yeah, I've used this combination, or I think I've used knitting for olives mohair for a couple of projects like.
Yeah, the alpaca silk is just so.
This is so the one nice. That I'm using, and just working on the raglans. Still
and now you've done it. So you've shaped the neckline flat first, and then you've and then you're going to pick up stitches. Yeah, because this is what we talked about last time as well with the shaping and the German short rows versus kind of doing it flat.
I think this is easier. And you can still modify the neckline a bit so that it doesn't feel too wide. So when you pick up stitches, you can do a couple of decreases if it feels too wide.
Exactly.
Yeah, because pick up more stitches if you want it to be a bit wider.
Yeah, because that gives you the option of really modifying your collar or the neckline. Yeah. Because I mean, some people like it's so like I feel like with knit patterns and knitting in general. Oh, look. It just broke. I don't know if it's our cat or if it's just so soft. It's always like, even if you try to take into account like gauge and people have different tensions, but that is always still very hard to try to write a knitting pattern that is universally just going to work for everybody because
it's impossible. It's impossible. You can't really do it because there are so many different bodies.
And the yarn.
And styles and like how people, like some people want their sweaters to be like more snug here at the underarm, and I kind of like, I prefer a bit looser fit.
Same.
But it can't be too loose because in Finland, winter coats, if it's like too loose and then you put on your winter coat on, then it rides up and your sleeves slide right up and the hem rides up and everything.
Yep.
So
it's like always because I feel also it's very hard, or the feedback I get from knitters is that it's very hard to hit both stitch gauge and also then round or row gauge.
Yeah.
And those are always things. So now I've also started to write more in my patterns, for example, with a sleeve, that instead of, if you have cable pattern or something, you know, the repeat instead, like work until it's, you know, X centimeters or X inches. Because it's going to be so hard. Like for me, maybe, you know, 10 repeats is enough, but someone needs like 8 repeats, or they need, you know.
So true.
So that's so those kind of things. And then it's sometimes, I know maybe some people would really prefer, they want to know how many times should I repeat, but it's so hard as a designer because I don't know your tension and like, so these things is something that I've been thinking about.
And I think like a good example about like body shapes is like me and my husband. My husband is about 20 centimeters taller than me. That's like 8 inches. And he has very wide shoulders. And then like, I asked him like, have you noticed that like when we drive the car, like you never have to move the car seat like after I have been driving it. And then we realized that we have like the exact same length arms and legs.
Yeah.
But he has just like a really long back compared to me. Like I have really long legs and arms, and he has kind of like shorter.
Yeah.
But his back is longer. His shoulders are a lot wider. His head is a lot bigger than mine. So the 20 centimeters is kind of like in this part for him.
It's so funny because I feel like, isn't it always that or also that men have their pelvis are more like lower than females? Like
I don't know.
I think it's like anatomically, because I remember when I was studying ballet, it was often said that for male dancers they can do periods more easy because they have, well, first of all, like the hips are more narrow, and also like something about the center of gravity. And I might be now completely like remembering things wrong, but I just it's just like anatomically it's different.
But it's like we can't still wear the same sweaters.
Exactly.
Like no way we could wear the same sweaters.
Because like here it's just
like if he puts his like my sweater on, first of all it's too small on the shoulders, and then it's like up to his like
belly button. It's like Spice Girls times, you know, it's like the belly button cropped.
So I always use this as an example about grading and different body shapes. Like,
exactly, because it's like, of course, we're just different proportions, so it's and I think that's the beauty also with making your own clothes is that you can really customize them to your own fitting.
Okay, so what's your
my second project?
Project.
Okay, so here it
goes.
Away,
so I can continue on this one.
Focus on the, this is like, I'm gonna move it to the side just to get some chaos here. Okay. So this is the one I had. I had the same.
So it's like we were knitting these two things when we saw.
Like a week ago or something. So this is a new sweater. I've made some progress. I've been able to connect the body, so I started the body. So this is just gonna be a sweater, knitted top down. It has, I guess that European construction shoulder, and it's the first time I knit something like a sweater in a rib. So this is a 2x1 rib, and at the moment, of course, it really kind of wants to cinch up. But I'm hoping that when I block it, it's gonna like really, like flat bloom out. It also, I don't know why, like it looks a little, like some of the stitches almost look a bit twisted, and I'm knitting this.
You're using 2 yarns.
I think so. I think so. It's because I'm using. I have 2 strands of merino.
Because the tension with the like both strands is not exactly the same.
Exactly. That must be
I think it evens out.
I think so too, because I've been trying to stretch it and just see like how it's gonna look. And this is like, again, I told you when we met for coffee last week, but like talk about random places of inspiration. So I was watching a show on Netflix. Like here in the Christmas holidays, like nothing to watch and just wanting something kind of mindless to see. So on Netflix, there's a show called, I don't remember what it's called, but basically the premise is that Simon Cowell is looking for a new boy band.
Oh yeah, I know that one, but I haven't watched it.
So Simon Cowell, the judge, from like American Idol and these kind of shows, and he puts together like a new boy
One
band.
Direction.
Yeah. Exactly, a new, and in that show, just in one of the episodes, I don't know, I think was a producer or somebody, she was wearing a kind of vanilla yellow ribbed sweater. And I was just like, I need that in my life. That looks so nice. And the next day or a few days after, when I was in a yarn shop, I was just like, okay, this is the perfect color. I need to cast this on.
Isn't it funny? It's always the color.
It is the color.
Yeah, it's the color. It's always the color. Because I had the Justin Bieber's pink hat, and I'm like, I need a pink hat.
Exactly.
Like,
interesting.
It's not really about like the exact same hat, but I
it's
need
the color.
I need the pink hat.
Yeah.
And I need this like
exactly. Yeah. But it's so interesting. Yeah, when you say it, it's true. It's usually not like the construction or the fit, and of course that then becomes also part of it. But it is a color thing, and I think that's like the cool part about knitting and just working with yarn is that you might have sometimes you feel like, oh, but I always do the same. Where do I get inspiration? And then there's a new color that comes in, or like you go to a yarn shop and it's like, but this color, where have you been all my life? And maybe you've just never paid any attention to it, and then you can get so inspired by this.
Yeah.
And this is, I have knitted like in kind of buttery yellow color before, but not just like this, and I haven't decided what kind of...
slightly more like lemony.
More yellow, yeah, that is true, especially in this light.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm not sure, like we were also talking about, like probably make a quite simple neckline or collar, maybe just like an I-cord. I think I have to maybe do one sleeve.
Also look like really nice as a vest. Like
true. That's true.
Like a teeny tiny bit of ribbon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I like this. It's quite squishy, this texture at the moment, and I decided to not do any mohair for it. So this is 2 strands. This is actually a Sunday Knitting Club, their merino yarn that I picked up, and it's called, I think, Lucky, and I'm maybe thinking about calling the sweater also Lucky.
Yeah.
And yeah, just this color really.
Your lucky sweater.
My lucky sweater, exactly. Yeah, I was thinking like, is it too much to call it like Get Lucky, the song by her? I was like, maybe not. Maybe just lucky. But yeah, so this is, and I'm working on, for me, quite small needles, like 3.5 millimeter needles that I know that is
mine.
But I notice like myself going towards smaller and smaller needles all the time. Like I find now 5 millimeters, US 8 used to be my go-to. And now I find it like, whoa, this is like so bulky and becomes so...
But I've noticed like when I started to knit, just like all these fingering weight yarns were trending a lot. And of course, when you have fingering weight yarn, then you also have like 3 millimeter needles and like all the sweaters and everything were knitted with just like single strand of like hand dyed, like single ply merino and small needles. And then the mohair trend started. And then during COVID, I think it's like thick yarn, like almost like super bulky.
Yeah, like
crazy,
worse than bulky.
Sexy wool from Wool and the Gang and that stuff. But now it's going like down again, like smaller and smaller. And I haven't really seen the like fingering weight sweater trend coming yet, but I've seen like sport weight trending.
So we're getting there.
Going that way again, and I think it's kind of have to do also like with economy and everything that if you knit with super bulky yarn, you can whip up a sweater in a couple of days.
True.
And like who needs so many sweaters first of all, and like you have to keep buying yarn and patterns all the time. Whereas if you knit like a fingering weight sweater, it takes longer to finish that one. So you kind of like get more run from the amount of yarn that you have. Like if you have a couple of skeins of yarn, it lasts longer. So that's something that I have noticed.
Interesting. And interesting to frame it like that. I've never thought about it like that you get more kind of pleasure out of it. Than actually when you have a fingering weight yarn. Because I also think like, I remember back in like 2018, 19, that's when I moved to London, and then I did a collaboration with, I think it was with We Are Knitters, and it was also for like a super bulky yarn. And I remember it was really nice. It was this cardigan, I think it was called the Simone cardigan that I knitted. It was like a kit that I got, and I wore it so few times because it was so hard to wear because it's like when it's so thick you can't really put it under a jacket, but then very rarely it's like that kind of weather that you need kind of like a bulky cardigan and not a jacket. It's like
if you had like an old house, then it like you could wear it around the house. But in Finland, like you have central heating, so you don't really need like a very thick sweater at home either.
No,
and it's too much when you go outside.
Yep, it's actually that's true. Like in our old house, that was very cold. There I could have used it probably more. But so that's interesting. I think it's also coming back like more thinner yarns and like smaller needles, and I guess the whole slowness of it. So I don't know, maybe we can talk a little bit like about what inspires us, what do we want to knit, and
I think this is like
before wrapping it up,
good way to continue to that topic. Like I've been thinking a lot about kind of like how like this should be like a slow hobby, but it feels like there are so many patterns coming out all the time, and I know that like I'm part of the problem. But for me, like with knitting, it's more like what inspires me with knitting is the creating, like doing something out of nothing, like the starting and putting like getting inspired and then figuring out how to translate that to my knitting and then casting on, and not even necessarily like finishing. Like if this wasn't like my career and my livelihood, then I probably wouldn't even finish half the things that I start. It's like just the starting that is fun to me. And not necessarily like making everything to the end, but if you have to kind of like get your living from it, then you have to also finish things. But I've noticed like I do this advent calendar. I've been doing it for years now, like showing one of my older patterns every day, like at the beginning of December.
On Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram, And it kind of like always reminds me of like, oh, I've also designed this one, and it kind of like inspires me like, oh, I really love this one, but I would like to have this in red, or like something like I would want to do if I were to knit this again, then I would probably do this. And I kind of like for this year I want to focus more on the things that I've already made. And kind of like try to find new ways to both like style the things that I have already designed a couple of years ago, but also kind of like to do little tweaks to them, to
like
kind of like so that you don't always have to buy a totally new pattern.
Exactly.
That you can change the neckline, or you can just change the color. Or like something small about it.
Makes sense.
So that's something that I want to do.
Yeah, but that sounds good. And it was really nice. I read your Instagram post like a week ago or something, where you talked about this and kind of wanting more clarity and maybe focusing on what's already there. Because I can really relate to that feeling of sometimes you get so caught up in all the new things and like wanting all these ideas, but then sometimes also when because I often go back to old sweaters or projects, I look for inspiration when I'm going to do something new. Like, oh yeah, like how many stitches did I cast on here, and do I want to modify it? And then it's like, oh yeah, this was really nice. And I remember suddenly like, oh yeah, why wouldn't I make this into a cardigan? I had that on my mind at the time. And so I really can relate to this feeling of, there's something, or a word that was floating around a while back was like this kind of toxic productivity that sometimes is in the knitting world, and I'm also definitely like part of the problem, like sometimes with like just like new things and so being very totally aware of that.
And for me it's always like, I don't know, not always, but sometimes I feel like I don't trust my instincts enough, or I don't like trust that what I do is enough. And I feel like, okay, so if I do another off-white cable sweater, then people are kind of like, oh, I've seen that already before. So then I feel like, oh, I have to do this also in like some really bright color, and then I cast it on in, let's say, like bright blue. And then I have to finish two sweaters, and
suddenly,
so it's like double the work. Or then like, if I decide to do it in blue instead, then I feel like, oh, so what about the people who don't like blue? Then
like now I have to do it in a neutral color as well.
So that people understand what this sweater looks like, and it's like kind of like, trying to do too many things.
Yep.
When I could just like simplify it more.
Yes. Yes, and exactly. Trust your own instinct. No, this is for the people who love blue, and I'm just gonna cast it over. Because I can also relate to that, wanting to show something in many colors, just because, like the color is usually probably the thing that most people kind of then makes you see like what it looks like in this color. But I can maybe continue from that. So I can relate to everything you said about this year, and I feel in general I want to allow myself to like cast on new things and experiment in a way more. So I have those kind of basic good ones that I can actually in a way, how can I say, like things that I already know that are working, like simple sweaters, because I wear them so much that I can design those. I don't need to put in so much effort into like trying to come up with all these like original all these tricks. But then I would like to have that, and then a separate kind of category for going like really all out, experiment with crochet and colors and that, so they're like two different.
But I think I was just talking about this to my husband, like I was thinking about doing kind of like three different kind of like lines. Ooh. Because like fashion houses also, they have different kind of like lines. So I was thinking about kind of like all these basic things. They would be kind of like my core collection, and then the ones that have a bit more like cables or something like that would be kind of like my signature collection, and then those things that are like all in, like everything, that's like everything, color and everything, that would be like the couture collection. Ooh. Kind of like do that. And also kind of like think about skill levels. Exactly. And that's something that I have been planning for.
I like
for
it.
This year.
Yeah, and that sounded really like very clear and very the concept is there already.
Yeah.
I think
it's like funny that you
have the same. Yeah, exactly.
We have the same idea. So I think that's something that is totally trending at the moment. Like people want clarity.
Yep. Yeah. Clarity, and I feel like okay, I have some patterns that are maybe more cable and lace heavy that still people buy a lot, but then a lot of like last year at least, my most simple new patterns were the ones that people bought the most. So I think it tells something maybe about the state of the world we're in at the moment. People want really like knitting is something relaxing and something that you can just like comfort in. So so here's to more of that. And did you want to say something? Maybe we can wrap up.
Another thing that I want to do, like this is like the third year that I say this, like more cardigans.
More cardigans.
Because like I'm more like a sweater knitter, and then I always have to remind myself that I should do more cardigans.
Yeah.
So this is like the third year in a row that is my year of the cardigans. So let's see how many. Like I think the first time I said this, I made like 2 cardigans, and then I forgot about it. Last year I was slightly better at it.
Yeah,
so
it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, I'm trying to do more cardigans.
That's a good one. Yeah, I want to maybe this year I haven't done for years steeking, so a cardigan with steeking.
Yeah.
That's what I maybe want to do. So
have you done it before? So do you know the technique?
Yeah, I have done it before, but only with the sewing machine. I've never done it so that you only do like with crochet and pick up, because I've never dared.
It's scary.
Because I think it's super scary, but I do with the sewing machine, but then of course it leaves not such a nice mark, so I think I want to try the crochet method. So maybe this year, and if I do it, I want to do like a video and proper like take people along the ride, because it feels so like I've done it before. It works beautifully, I know, but so that's
I think that's everything we have for today.
Please share what are you inspired by, or what are you going to do this year, and as always you can leave comments below with like topics. Do you have any New Year's knitting resolutions? Oh exactly.
So fun.
And and next time it's going to be on my episode, my channel.
Your channel, and I was going to interview you.
Yeah, so we're going to do...
Also, if you have any questions that you want me to ask Kika, then you can comment it below. So we're going to do kind of like this Vogue's 75 questions, but it's probably not 75 questions.
No.
But but something similar, like some more like open-ended questions, and then kind of like this rapid fire.
Yes.
This
I look forward to it.
So
it's going to be so fun. So you're going to interview me next month, and then I'm going to interview Sari. So that's when it's going to be here on Sari's channel again. And again, come and see more about projects over at Sari's Instagram. We'll put the handle down below, and my Instagram. And thank you for watching, and see you next time.
Okay.
Bye. Ciao.